Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to today's coverage of a few different tournaments, a few different replays, a few different live matches, a bit of everything. I've got it. I'm Gods from Gosu Gamers, and we're going to be starting off with an APDL replay. That is a Asian Professional Dota League. It's a Dota 1 league between some of the Asia's top teams. Not all of them, but it has got some very nice teams. We've got a match between Mineski and Velocy Hyper, who are now known as Deeruku, so that should be changed, but for the sake of you guys it won't be, but we're going to be calling them Deeruku. That's going to be the first match on today. Following that, the second match of today is going to be the replay from the IGC, the India Gaming Carnival Grand Final between Orange and Myth Trust. That was a very controversial tournament where they had a very dodgy setup and there was a lot of complaints. Moscow 5 quote-unquote got robbed and felt scared for their lives while in India, I believe was how they put it. But anyways, what's said is said and what's done is done. We're going to maybe get someone onto the stream to talk a bit about the India Gaming Carnival before we do stream that replay. Someone from Gosu Gamers was actually at the event. Then thirdly, we have the Orange versus Space Monkeys Dota 2 Razer tournament. That's the tournament being played on LAN in Malaysia, sponsored by Razer, and that is the second of two semi-finals. The first semi-final was Invasion Red versus MUFC, where MUFC won very convincingly, and that was yesterday, guys, so be sure to check out the VOD and replay for that. And then finally, we should have this updating. Finally, we're going to have a bit of a talk about the upcoming Dota 2 Masters, but that's going to be just a very quick thing to end on. Quick note to end on. But we're going to get right into things, guys. I know that's what you guys are here. You're not here to watch me, listen to me talk, or watch me sporting my Aussie singlet. So anyways, guys, we're going to get right into this game. Some of you may have tuned in a bit for this yesterday, but there were some technical problems yesterday, so we're going to be doing the entire game once again. Mineski versus Deeruku. Here we go. In just a second, as let me just see. Oh, well, okay, yeah, it'll be ready just a second. Yeah, we're going to get... Actually, no, forget just a second. We're going to hop right into the game right now, as this is going to be Mineski on the Sentinel team. Over on the Scourge team is Deeruku, the former team Velocy. Mineski from the Philippines, Velocy from Indonesia, and Velocy definitely one of the teams that are causing some upsets, doing very well in the GEST. That's the Gigabyte esports tournament being held in Southeast Asia, and that is so far Mineski won. Well, speaking of doing well, Mineski actually won the first GEST. That was back in February, where Mineski got first place. Second place went to Stars Boba. Third place went to, I believe it was Myth Trust. And then fourth place went to Neolution Esports. So there were two Thai teams in the top four there. But anyways, the second GEST, which was March, none of those teams actually qualified. So we saw four different teams in February then to March. So March, the top four teams was iZone, MSI Evolution. We didn't have Neolution in the first ones. We had Neolution in March. February there was no Neolution. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I should stop smoking. But yeah, anyways, in April we're going to have a completely new tournament. That's going to be starting tomorrow as well as the following week. The actual GEST is next week on the 21st and 22nd. Tomorrow we're going to have the qualifier for it. So that's going to be coming up in the next few weeks, guys. Be sure to tune into those. But right now, this APDL match, Mineski on the Sentinel team, they've banned out the Lycan, DK, and Beastmaster, whereas the Scourge team banning out Windrunner, Naga Siren, and Shadow Demon. That is Team Deeruku. They have got the first pick, and something very, very interesting coming out is the Rubik. This is the new Dota 1 version, and as a result, we will have a first pick Rubik. And holy cow, guys, for those of you who are in chat saying, oh my gosh, it's a replay. Yes, it's a replay, because yesterday, guess what? The game did not get properly casted, so we're going to be doing a replay cast, as this is the match from last night, which did have some problems, but a lot of people asking to see it. So Crystal Maiden and Queen of Pain, the second and third picks for Deeruku, not letting Mineski pick up one of their sort of trademark heroes, which is going to be that Queen of Pain. The Crystal Maiden makes a nice support hero, so we'll probably be seeing the Queen of Pain, the Rubik as two of their solo heroes, Crystal Maiden on the support, and then over on the Mineski team, you've got the ES and Ancient Apparition, two heroes that they love to use as their sort of supporting duo. We'll see ES and AA probably in that tri-lane. Well, considering I've seen this game before, I can tell you they will be in that tri-lane, as they will be looking to pick up a couple more solos, a hero to solo that hard top lane, a hero to solo mid, and then some kind of semi-carry / carry to finish off that bottom lane tri-lane, as we do see Mineski using up a fair bit of their extra time. Anyways, guys, while we are waiting for the bans, the picks to unravel a bit, back on the talk of GEST, it's going to be tomorrow at 1 PM. We have the qualifier tournament, which is going to include some of... it's going to include, I believe, about 12 teams from Southeast Asia competing to get into the next GEST in April, which is on the 21st. So we're going to have 4 new teams in April, and the way that's going to work is instead of having 4 teams in each group, there's going to now be 5 teams in each group, and the format's going to change completely. It's going to go from 4 teams to 5 teams in each group, and on top of that, we're going to have best of 1 matches instead of best of 2. All matches will be played on a neutral Singapore server. So what this means is it's all best of 1. Each team will play each team in their group once, so you have all 5 teams playing each other. And then instead of 1 team advancing, we have 2 teams advancing. So this will make it a lot fairer, and it means I don't know about fair, it'll make it a lot more forgiving. Because what happened before is if you lost 1 game, suddenly it became very hard to qualify for the playoffs because you had to pretty much win every single game. So with 2 teams qualifying, it means if you lose 1 game, you can still qualify for the playoffs. So we are going to have 5 teams in each group. 2 teams make it to the playoffs, which means that the playoffs is going to have 8 teams. So there'll be 8 teams in the playoffs. It'll be single elimination, and then it'll be a whole new exciting format. Not to mention having 4 new teams, guys. It means we may see a new champion in April, as we've already seen 2 different champions, Mineski in February, iZone125 in March, and some various teams getting the 2nd and 3rd and 4th place finishes as well, as that has been constantly changing. I mean, as I said, 4 different teams to February made it to the playoffs compared to March, which is, I mean, I found really, quite interesting and surprising. So, anyways, we're going to get back into this game. The second second stage of bans have come out, and Mineski have actually picked up a Prophet, which is going to be their 3rd pick, something we don't see them use all that often, partly because it's not a hero that really uses the Bottle Crow all that much. Generally, Prophet either solos a lane or jungles, and Mineski aren't really known to use many jungle heroes. They'll occasionally pick up a hero like Chen as a jungle hero, but here we're going to see them pick up the Prophet, and it's not going to be in the jungle. It's going to be soloing a lane, which is interesting because it doesn't Bottle Crow, and Mineski love to use that Bottle Crow, but picking up a Prophet, it's an aggressive ganking hero, so it suits their style in some ways. It suits the way they'll be aggressive and the way they gank lots, and they love to dive for kills, but it doesn't really suit their laning stage where they use that Bottle Crow to outlane their opponents. So we're going to see how that affects Mineski, whether or not that means this game is a bit different for them, as we do get into the 2nd stage of picks coming up now for Velocy. Their 4th and 5th picks will be coming out. And back on the bans, I mean, these is just some trademark Mineski heroes that have been banned. They love to run the Naga Siren as a carry. Same goes for the Chaos Knight. These are 2 heroes that Mineski will put in that bottom tri-lane as one of their main carries. Although often their main carries are in the solo lanes using that Bottle Crow to get up lots of farm. They will spread the farm out between their 2 solos and their bottom lane tri-lane. Their tri-lane's there to be aggressive and get kills. They're not always just looking to get their carry nice and farm. They won't often pick heroes such as Anti-Mage or your Faceless Void, your Drow Ranger. They don't pick these hard carries. Anyway, speaking of aggressive lanes, we have got a CM and Vengeful Spirit coming out from Deeruku, also known as Velocy. And they're going to pick up 2 sort of squishy support heroes, but support heroes with a lot of damage outbursts and fairly strong laning, although if they do get caught out, especially against something like an ES Fissure, that could be very powerful against these 2 squishy support heroes. So they're going to have to be careful with their positioning and make sure they don't get harassed down too much, because the ES AA, Fissure, Cold Feet, that could spell doom for these squishy support heroes. Not to mention Prophet. If he solos either mid or top lane, he can be TPing in to get some ganks on these squishy heroes, and those are some easy kills for Mineski that they can maybe try to exploit and use to their favor. So a lot's going to be relying on this Queen of Pain and Rubik to not let the Mineski team roam around, get those ganks off, and they're going to be using those heroes to just pressure those mid those solo lanes, specifically mid, and I imagine the solo will be at top with the tri lane at bottom, or they may put the Queen of Pain at bottom lane. And finally, last pick is, yeah, there we see in chat, Akasha, Rubik, //3. So they're going to pick up some kind of tri lane to go with the CM Vengeful Spirit. Holy cow, that's some crazy walkies chat going on there. But we're going to see a Slada tri-lane by Mineski. We're going to have the AA, the ES, and the Slada running in that tri-lane at the bottom lane, which is a fairly aggressive tri-lane. I mean, they've got a lot of killing power. They've got 3 heroes, all with a disable. 2 of them have AoE disables. The Slada can stun multiple heroes. The ES can stun multiple heroes, especially the ES. It's so easy to do that. And there you go, finishing off your tri-lane. It's going to be a Lifestealer. So, Lifestealer in the hands as the last carry for that tri-lane. This is a strong tri-lane. It's not the strongest I've ever seen, but it definitely has a lot of killing power, but it's not very defensive. If they get initiated on, there's not much they can do to escape. So it's going to come down to who goes on who gets the better positioning, because both, well, especially for me, this Scourge tri-lane with the CM Vengeful Spirit and the Nakes, it has more killing power, and it also has more ability to die. The Sentinel tri-lane has less killing power. Oh, they still got a lot of killing power. I mean, they've got 3 disables, so don't get me wrong, they have a lot of killing power, but it's not quite as aggressive as having a CM with 2 nukes, a VS stun, and a Nakes with slow and the rage. But the Sentinel tri-lane, while it doesn't have as much killing power, it has a lot more survivability. You've got the Fissure and the Slada stun, 2 very they're defensive abilities in some ways. Fissure can save a teammate, Slada can use the stun to help run away, so it's a lot harder to kill the Sentinel tri-lane. Although the Scourge tri-lane does have the more killing power, but it's also going to be a lot squishier. So I mean, definitely it means this bottom tri-lane will be even. It's not like one team has more killing power and more survivability. Sentinel have the survivability, Scourge have the killing power. But we're going to see action from both sides at this bottom lane, I imagine. Anyways, guys, we're going to introduce our 2 teams for this match. Starting over on the Scourge team, we have got Deeruku, also known as Velocy, or formerly known as Velocy. They're now using the Deeruku name. We've got NFR playing that Queen of Pain at the top lane. We've got SCL playing the Rubik, soloing that mid lane. At bottom lane, we've got Lifestealer being played by SSC Aero. And we've got the Vengeful Spirit of CCR. Finally, the CM being played by Koki. And then here we're going to see Mineski. We're going to introduce them in just a second, but for now, action at bottom. Needs to be careful. ES, Slada, A8, they're looking for the hunt, and CM is not here. They've got the killing power, but they need all 3. Lifestealer going to find himself on the wrong side of a Fissure. He's in a lot of trouble. Maybe able to escape if the Fissure can expire. They need to right-click him a few more times, and it looks like Lifestealer will salve up and survive. Vengeful Spirit, though, getting down very, very low. They need a few more right-clicks. Slada gets it. A very long-range right-click. Wow. Early action at the bottom lane, as we see Mineski picking up the first blood. So, where was I, guys? Where was I? Introducing the 2 teams. Mineski, of course, we've got top player Kaba on the support Ancient Apparition, and this is apparently Jules. So Jules is playing support for once. We've got the ES being played by RR. We've got JJR playing the Slada. Over at mid, we've got May playing the Shadow Fiend, who is apparently Oa. And then finally, at top lane, we've got Bimbo, or Jay, playing the Prophet. And 2 seconds, guys. We are just going to turn down some of these sound effects so it doesn't blast too loudly. As we're going to have Shadow Fiend versus Rubik at mid. Rubik has a big advantage here. He's got that nuke which can lower the Shadow Fiend's damage. He's also got the Disable as well. So this is a lane that's going to be very hard for Shadow Fiend. It's going to probably need some ganks from his teammates there, but definitely the CM Vengeful Spirit can gank as well. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we will see most of the aggression happening here. Both teams with a lot of killing power and a lot of aggression. And apparently this is an iZone player, the Ancient Apparition chat is telling me. And we're going to see a dive on bottom. They're going on Ancient Apparition. He's going to survive. Lifestealer stunned under tower. Going to go down. Tower picks up the kill. 2-0 from Mineski, and they want the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit gets stunned. They're going on the ES. Needs a few more right clicks. They're going to get the AA, though. And Vengeful Spirit goes down. Slada, Ice Cubed, under creeps. Fissure goes in. Slada turns around. He stopped running. And 2 kills picked up for Velocy as Prophet's TP'd in. He wants to see him. Going to need a couple more hits. 1 more hit. 2 more hits. 3 more hits. That's going to be a kill. CM goes down. Prophet, nice little gank there. Leaves Queen of Pain to get some free farm at top, but some early aggression at bottom. Holy crap, guys. 4 kills to 2. So far, Mineski on top, but the big problem is that Lifestealer going down under tower. He didn't get any XP, any farm. Lifestealer still level 1. CM and Vengeful Spirit have hit level 2 at least, as we do see Venti on level 2. CM actually almost level 3. So a lot of levels on the CM, which is maybe not what you want to see. And we will see the tri-lane resuming at this bottom lane. As this chat, guys, this is what happened yesterday. We had a lot of disconnection problems on RGC, which is why this is going to be a replay. Bottom lane, CM, Vengeful Spirit, just keeping this Lifestealer supported, making sure he doesn't get into too much trouble. As the AA, the Slaughter, keeping him protected. Meanwhile, mid lane, SF has picked up an illusion rune, and they're going to see Prophet at top. There's a gank coming in. The ES of RR maybe going to try bait this. Queen of Pain is going for the kill. He's going to get fissured though. The fissure securing the kill. Without that fissure, Queen of Pain would have picked up that kill. So great play there. Prophet baited that absolutely perfectly. And Queen of Pain saying, what the hell, where did that ES come from? And as a result, they're going to go and slaughter at bottom. One stun, the slow, the rage. CM needs to come in, gets the frostbite off. Is there going to be a Nova? Doesn't. Oh, it does come. It comes a bit late though. And I don't know if they're going to have enough damage for this. Pops the magic wand, pops the south. Slaughter is okay at bottom lane. And now we're going to see ES. He wants to go in at mid as well. I don't know if they have enough damage to kill the Rubik though. Maybe just... Oh, TP coming in. They're going to go. Prophet's there. ES is there. Fissure goes. Have they got a Sprout? Yes, they do. But he tangos out. He's going to survive it. And he's going to actually turn around, get a couple right clicks off. Nice play coming out from Rubik. And, bit of a spike there as we do see Slaughter at bottom, continuing to farm. He's on 7 CS. Nakes on 12 CS. So the Nakes is out farming his counterpart there, at least at the moment. Queen of Pain at top, 21 CS. Does have the 1 death, but 21 CS at just 3 minutes in. This Queen of Pain farming very, very fast. 19 CS on SF, 14 on Rubik. And the Grand Magus, or Rubik, is looking very, very solid, at least at the moment, as we are going to see Vengeful Spirit is actually invis, following the ES around. Going to actually find this Prophet. Prophet who is getting very low. The stun goes off. Lifestealer, they want this. They need a couple right click. Prophet has been slow. They get 1 right click. They're going to get a second. They get the kill. Vengeful Spirit in trouble. Raze will finish him off. And CM has come in. They want this ES. Need a Frostbite. Going to find a Frostbite. Nakes go taking a lot of damage, and in comes Rubik. There's the toss coming up from Rubik. SF may look to turn around and raise this Lifestealer. Is he going to go for it? No, he's got no mana, unfortunately. And can they get this kill? Rubik needs vision. Maybe a CM Nova. Yes, CM Nova gets the kill. And a kill swing heading in Velocy's favor, as we do see Rubik in a bit of trouble. The Sprout going to go off. He needs to maybe Tango out. Use the Tango. Not going to be used in time. CM picks up the kill on AA. Prophet ultimate comes flying in. Takes up the CM. And the Lifestealer going to suicide himself to the tower. He knows, okay, there's no escape for me. Prophet can TP anywhere on the map. I'm not going to survive this. And Mineski come out. 9-6 on top. They pick up 3 kills there in a row. They did lose their AA. They did lose a few kills earlier. But in the end, Mineski, great exchange there. So, really nice play coming out from them. Great job backing each other up. We're going to see a stun on mid on the Vengeful Spirit. SF looks to hit a raise. It wouldn't have done enough damage, but it missed anyways. Meanwhile, the entire time, Slaughter has been pushing away. This tier 1 tower is actually going to go down unless someone TPs in now. This tier 1 tower, 5 minutes in, Slaughter is going to be able to push a tower by himself. They're going to look for a deny here from Lifestealer. Is he going to get this? Stun goes down, and Slaughter picks up the tower. They're going to go on him. Nova goes down. They've got the Frostbite. Lifestealer going to do some right-click damage, but Slaughter doing the smart thing. TPing straight home. And that is just smart play from Slaughter. Picks up a tower and gets out of there. Now mid lane, SF taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down by the looks of it. Needs a fissure from the ES. Is there mana? It doesn't look like he has enough mana for it, but SF is actually going to survive. The bottle up, and they're actually going to look for some initiation on Rubik. Oh, toss goes in. The creeps are blocking. The raise. Holy crap, great play from SCL. Hits a raise. He actually stole the raise from SF. The way Rubik works with the ultimate is you can steal a skill that your opponent uses, and he stole the raise and used it on the AA. Despite the AA having a haste rune, AA got taken out there. And top lane, Bimbo picking up a Midas. Quite a lot of farm there, but speaking of farm, Queen of Pain, 41 CS at just 6.5 minutes. And that is going to be something to look out for. Although, speaking of farm, Lifesteal at bottom lane, getting a good amount of farm of his own. Is up to 20 CS now, has picked up some treads. Top lane, Queen of Pain, throwing down the screen, blinks out of there. And Queen of Pain with very low mana, not going to be able to look for any sort of kill here until he does get that bottle flying back in. The bottle is going to be coming using their sort of trademark bottle Crow, which the Team Velocy uses as well. And initially it was a sort of Filipino Dota strat, but a lot of the other teams in Southeast Asia use bottle Crow as well. And here we go. Gank coming towards top. It's Vengeful Spirit, but right behind Vengeful Spirit is the ES. They're going to actually run into each other. Maybe give each other a little high five. Yep, they do. There's the high five, guys. But meanwhile, speaking of high five, Slaughter gets a solo kill on Lifestealer. That was a bit more brutal than a high five. A bit more like a drop kick to the face or something. And here we're going to see Vengeful Spirit actually gets taken out. Not the friendliest of play from the ES there. The Prophet ultimate goes flying in. ES with an ulti picks up the Arcane Boots, and Mineski pick up 2 kills. A solo kill on bottom, a solo kill near top. So 2 solo kills. ES on Vengeful Spirit, Slaughter on the negs, carry on carry, support on support. Not your typical team fight game coming out here, as we will see the smoke being used by the ES, the AA. They're maybe looking for a kill on this Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain who has picked up treads, magic wand. Does have that bottle, is going to... no, going to check the rune, not going to get it though, going to leave it for the Rubik. Rubik will pick that one up, and right now they're just going to stay smoked. They must be thinking Queen of Pain wants this T1 tower, that's why they're there. They're like, okay, Queen of Pain's going to be aggressive, because he wants to get this T1 tower, so let's make him pay for it. But what you don't know, Rubik is going to come in, he's got an invis rune, he's going to break their smoke, which is... there goes the Fissure. Really nice Fissure. The Cold Feet, though, not going to lock down the Queen of Pain. So right now, the Fissure stops the advances, stops any kill attempts, as I believe the Sentinel team Mineski realized what was going on, as Mineski couldn't use their smoke, because the invis revealed them in smoke, so they knew someone had to be invis if they got revealed from smoke. However, the Rubik didn't find anything. Meanwhile, we will see actually a kill in the river, as completely missing that one. That would be the Slaughter going down to the Seam and the Vengeful Spirit. As bottom lane, Lifesteal is still farming. How much gold has he got? He's up to 1k gold. Probably going to go for that armlet. Top lane, AA in the trees. Needs to probably TP out. He's actually being surrounded. Rubik's there. Queen of Pain's there. 2 heroes with a lot of damage output. He needs to TP out. Needs to just play this safe, as we will see. Rubik, Queen of Pain, just pushing out this lane. As said, this top T1 tower is very, very low. It's not quite deniable yet. 135 HP, and Velocy or Deeruku won it. Oh, in comes Queen of Pain. Immediate TP out from the Ancient Apparition. He'd been in there for so long. There's, meanwhile, bottom lane. Lifestealer still farming away. The AA needs to be careful. He doesn't even have boots. Then Lifestealer goes in, pops the rage. The rage means he won't get stunned by that Fissure, and AA goes down very, very quickly. Slaughter with the amp damage, not going to really matter to Lifestealer all too much, as he's going to back off. SF at mid, not much farm to his name, at least at the moment. He picks up some treads, magic wand, and bottle. And going to be going for that BKB or possibly Lothar's Edge at this rate. Top tier 1 tower, it's now deniable. The range creeps, gets it down to 127 HP. Bimbo, right click, right click, right click, right click, right click, dead. And we will see ES doing some pulling, looking to get some farm of his own. CM, nice, going on the Slaughter. They're going to pop the Rage, pop the Frostbite, and the Nova. Not going to be enough, though. The stun goes. The stun not going to be enough. Ooh, pops the Infest. The Infest damage misses, though. ES ulti goes in. Rubik is there, though, and they are going to go turn around, try to take this ES out, and they may just manage to do so. Lakes gets the last hit. Nice bit of play there. Coming out from Velocy, who are narrowing the kill gap. It's now only 12 to 10 in favor of Mineski. It used to be a much bigger gap, and they're still pushing away at bottom. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain, speaking of aggression, Queen of Pain, 71 CS, pressuring the tier 2 tower at top. Oh my gosh, they need to deal with this Queen of Pain soon. Queen of Pain yet to get involved, doesn't have any kills, but the amount of farm going to this Queen of Pain means he probably will have quite a big impact. Forces a TP towards the top lane by the looks of it. AA ultimate as well, in fact, as Queen of Pain going to back off for now at least. And meanwhile, Rubik, Illusions at bottom. They're just distracting a bit, but the real Rubik is at mid, looking maybe for the SF. SF, who has picked up an Ograk, going to use that to turn it into a BKB later on. As here we go, swap on the SF. There's a stun, nuke. They got steal the Shadow Rays. Going to maybe toss him back using this, as they need a couple more right clicks. Vengeful Spirit not going to get it. Turns around, pops the race. ESAA, great support from Mineski. They turn it around, 13 to 10. Queen of Pain brings in, gets the Scream. Ultimate takes out 2. Great play from Queen of Pain. Took out the SF, took out the AA. The ultimate only barely managing to find a target. And here we're going to see ES in trouble as well. Next needs a few more hits. Going to go down. Queen of Pain blinking in, 13 to 13. Now Velocy have tied up the kill to death score with some great aggression. Mineski with the more defensive ESAA lineup. They saved the SF, but then as soon as Queen of Pain came in, kills started going in Deeruku's favor. And here we're going to find Slada maybe in trouble. There's 4 Velocy heroes. They want him. They need to be careful. AA ultimate going to find the Queen of Pain. The tower hits Queen of Pain. Is it going to be enough? I think it will. Queen of Pain shatters. Oh no. Queen of Pain. Thinking, where the hell did that AA ultimate coming in? Next has actually picked up a Blink Dagger. He needs to be careful that the an AA ultimate or a Prophet TP doesn't find him. But a very, as said, aggressive item build and play coming out from Deeruku. Blink Dagger first item on Negs, because he just wants to be initiating in, looking for those kills, using the open wounds, and then raging so they can't use that fissure to disable him or any sort of disable. Prophet going to TP, looking for the CM. No, going to cancel it by the looks of it. As Vengeful Spirit is there. Maybe we're going to see a TP in, and an initiation here. There's the TP. How goes? Prophet going to look for a TP. Stun goes down. Lifestealer going to pop the Rage. And start right-clicking away. They use the swap just to make sure he doesn't get that TP out. Nice little gank there as Velocy once again. 14 to 14. They even up the kills. Queen of Pain actually going to TP in, which is an unusual choice because Negs is there farming. Queen of Pain, who is level 11 at this point. And Slada, haven't seen much of him. 3 kills, 2 deaths. And he's got Treads, Ring of Health, looking to make a Vanguard at this rate. As far as Blink Dagger on Negs goes, he's gone Earn as well. This is a good build on Negs, but it's not a build for for carry. It's not really a carry build. It's more a semi-carry / initiation build. You're playing it as a more aggressive early game hero rather than a late game carry. If you want to play late game carry, you go for the Armlet, Majolnia, the hard carry items. But this kind of build can be very strong at this point. 14 minutes in with a Blink Dagger, you can get so many kills. Just gank the map all over. And here we're going to see, they want the Slaughter. They use the toss. They get, steal the Amplify damage. Amplify used on the Slaughter. Bit of his own medicine. Stun comes in. Next, with the right-click damage is going to be enough. The Vengeful Spirit swap is there to secure the kill. And the Cold Feet not going to really stop the Vengeful Spirit whatsoever. He pops the Magic Wand to heal up a bit. And Velocy, they pull away. 15 kills to 14. They are looking good here. Prophet yet to really get involved himself. He's sitting on 3 kills, 2 deaths, 41 CS. Has a Staff of Wizardry. Probably going to go for that Aghanim Scepter. And we are going to have SF looking to get some carry items up. What is he going for? Possibly a Lothar's Edge. As we do see mid lane. They pick up a kill on AA. The AA is just being punished. So it's going to be Ogrex into Lothar's. He's not going to finish the BKB yet. He's going to make Lothar's and then go for BKB. As we will see Queen of Pain at bottom. And they will actually take a tier 1 tower at mid. Will blink in. Negs has found the ES, steals the fissure. Rubik going to be looking to use some fissure of his own. Needs to save this Vengeful Spirit. He's been trapped in the Sprout. The fissure has actually been used. 2 fissures on top of each other. Negs is stuck a bit in these trees. Needs to get out of there. He's not in too much danger as of yet, but if some Central heroes come back him up, we may see that as an... Observer gets dropped down. A well-placed Observer. That's going to give Deeruku some nice little bit of vision there. And we will see Queen of Pain at bottom, tier 1 tower. Queen of Pain, 16 minutes, 100 CS. Wow, that is a lot of farm. Even without the kills, Queen of Pain is going to be getting up very, very high level, high amount of farm. Some very quick, I believe, Lincoln Sphere, or possibly even a Sheep Stick with that ultimate orb. As meanwhile, Lifestealer goes in. AA is the one he goes on, and AA should go down here. In comes Queen of Pain. Slaughter as well, in trouble. Going to be a kill there as SCL picks up the kill. That's the Rubik, 19-14. Mineski are falling apart all of a sudden. They are not looking to be in a very good position here. SF needs to get his Lothars. ES gets caught out as well. ES going to go down here. Another kill, 20-14. Deeruku on the charge. They are charging forward. Profit not really doing a whole much. SF just farming up that Lothars, yet to get too much involved himself. And the rest of the team, Slada, ES, AA, just getting picked off time and time again. The Lifestealer Blink is setting up all these kills and is working out very well for Deeruku, as we will see them taking out this tier 2 mid tower. A ultimate will go flying in. Maybe need to be careful. They're actually going to TP out. Rubik should be okay here. They haven't got the disables yet. A very long TP. They're going to go on Profit. Is there going to be a disable? Yes, there's a swap. Profit goes down. Great TP. Great use of their ability, stopping that TP, as we will see Vengeful Spirit taking a bit of damage there on those trees. Rubik needs to be careful as well, as they will pop all those abilities, the screams, the nukes, and get the creep wave cleared, as we will see Lifestealer finds the Ancient Apparition, the Nova, and that's going to be enough. AA goes down again. AA, how many deaths is that? 8 deaths to his name. Holy crap. Velocy are now up 22-14. They're going to do some dewarding. This is nice. This is what Mineski need to do. They need to get back some of this map control. They can't give Deeruku complete vision of the entire map. So dewarding positions such as there is going to be good, but they still got an observer board here, and we will see Queen of Pain go in at mid, looking for this ES. Needs one more right click. Is it going to come? Doesn't actually look like it, as Deeruku won't go for the kill, but this ward here is going to cause some problems. Mineski have tried to deward here, but it's actually in the wrong position, and with those trees cut down, this observer ward is so useful. Without those trees, it gives so much vision, and Mineski just don't realize that it's sitting there. And we will see, they go on the Prophet. They need another disable maybe, as it looks like Rubik has actually stolen the Nature's Prophet ultimate. They need a stun. Oh, just in time. The teleport animation was just about to go. Oh, some precision timing. Deeruku now up 23-14. And meanwhile, the Rubik, the Lifestealer, they're leading the charge on top. They're going to go for this tier 2 tower is in fact already down. It's not there, so they haven't really got any towers to go for. They may go for Roche. They're actually going to find Slada. Queen of Pain and Negs want him. The slow's there. In comes SF. He's popped the Lothar's big ultimate. Oh, this is going to be bad for Velocy. They did not expect that Lothar's edge. The raises as well. Queen of Pain gets down very low. He might survive this, so A ultimate not going to find him. Queen of Pain's hiding in the Roche pit, as finally Mineski finds some kills of their own. Queen of Pain needs to be careful. SF has popped the Lothars in. Is he going to go for this? May decide against it. He needs some backup in some form, and right now it's not going to come, as ES at top on ES. What are you doing, ES? You can't be there. Can't be there alone. And he will get caught out by the Rubik. The ES trying to defend on his own. I imagine he was actually in the base, and the Rubik used his first skill to pull him down the ledge and caught him by surprise. We're going to see a gem up on Vengeful Spirit. They say, okay, you get Lothar's edge. Guess what? We're going to get a gem. We're going to get that map control back. Mineski did some dewarding, but now we're going to see Vengeful Spirit doing some dewarding of his own. Make sure that it's Velocy, or Deeruku, I should say, who actually have the map control. And they're going to look for the SF. He can't use that Lothar. Swap coming in. It's a level 2 swap. He's not expecting that. Queen of Pain will finish him off. Lothar's not going to do much against that gem. Vengeful Spirit on the ball. As we will see, Queen of Pain almost has enough gold for that Lincoln Sphere. Where are you? Where is your carry potential, Mineski? We've got Vanguard treads on Sada. He's just tanking it up. SF actually has some damage now with the Lothars. And there, it's not going to be an Acceptor. Book 3 up on Bimbo the Prophet. As we will see some dewarding of a sentry happening. But Prophet with this Necrobook 3, that's going to be useful for draining a lot of mana. And this Prophet is going to be looking to just get more and more farm at this rate, using that ultimate to spam off the map, keep lanes pushed out and prevent Deeruku from pushing. And not to mention that ultimate does a lot of damage to squishy heroes. CM, Vengeful Spirit, these heroes don't scale well into the late game. So 25-15, Velocy with a slight advantage, but by no means is this over when Velocy, they need to win early. They've got heroes that don't really scale all that well with the CM Vengeful Spirit. They're actually going to find Slada sprinting out, and CM is going to Try get forced out, but he's going to go down. ES ultimate. Poor Crystal Maiden. It's like, come on, I'm just a CM. Why do you have to ulti just for me, ES? And they're going to throw down the Fissure and the nuke on the Slider. Slider, 20 HP. The Vanguard treads, keeping him alive. As it looks like Prophet looking to just push things out using that Necro Book. SF raising down some creeps. And not Nature's Prophet. Rubik has picked up a 4-star, hasn't Point Booster as well. Probably not going to make too much with that. You can't really, you can't make an Ag Scepter on Rubik yet. We're actually going to see a solo kill. Queen of Pain finds the Ancient Apparition. How many deaths is that, AA? 9 deaths now. So Rubik, with this Point Booster, maybe going to go for a Bloodstone. You're not likely to make anything like a Skadi or an Ag. Skadi's expensive and not that useful on him. Ag Scepter doesn't work on him, so it's going to be a Bloodstone, which is going to give him a lot of mana and some nice HP and tankability as well. So he's going to have survivability and the ability to just constantly spam any ability in these team fights and also steal high mana spells, maybe like that Fissure, the ES, or even the Echo Slam, if possible. That's what he's going to be looking for. Even maybe a Prophet Ultimate could be useful on him, as we will see. Velocy looking to extend their lead. They're up 26 to 16. They're smoked as well. They're lurking around middle lane. Mineski, though, are grouped up together. SF has the Lothars, but it's not going to be much use. They've got the gem. The gem is now on the Crystal Maiden, so VS maybe going to look for a swap initiation. He throws down the Howl. He swaps the ES in, and they're going to take out this ES. Vengeful Spirit, though, in trouble, and Vengeful Spirit will go down. That's why he passed over the gem. So really smart decision. Vengeful Spirit saying, okay, I'm going to swap in. How about one of you guys take the gem? Because I don't want to lose the gem. And that is really smart play there. And we're going to have... It looks like Velocy unable to keep pushing because the amp damage, Queen of Pain taking a lot of damage. Queen of Pain gets down to red HP, in fact. And that's going to be going to stop that push as Bimbo, the Prophet, is... going to actually keep on pushing the top lane. Reading apparently what Velocy said in chat translated to is this really pro after Bimbo kept getting ganked. That's something quite funny. Some friendly banter. As we will see Slider initiate in. Nakes goes in, pops the raids. The slow is there. They need a Frostbite. Can it come? Doesn't look like it. And Mineski going to go on the hunt now. Lifestealer doesn't have the raid. Slider stun. ES going to throw it. Followed up with a stun. Cold Feet. Fissure. Lifestealer will go down. Meanwhile, SF picks up a kill. He picks up one. They pick up two. And a third goes to the Prophet. So 3-0 in the favor of in the favor of Mineski. Deeruku slipping a bit. Queen of Pain had TP'd out. They kept looking. They hung around middle lane when Queen of Pain wasn't even there. A big mistake. As soon as that Queen of Pain TP top, they had to back off. They couldn't stay because without Queen of Pain there, they are just too vulnerable. And Mineski punished them. And we're going to see Mineski maybe looking to push this tier 2 tower here at mid with 3 heroes dead. SF Lothars. Yes, he does. And we actually are going to see a Roshan attempt. Look at this minus 14 armor. SF Aura, Slider amp damage. Huge minus armor as that Roshan will go down very quickly. Even without any damage items on Slider. And only at SF. SF does decent damage, but that is just such an easy roast when you have that much minus armor. And we will see Queen of Pain lurking around, is on this ES, may actually just kill this ES. I don't think ES has no TP. He's actually going to pick up the TP. Queen of Pain, he picks up the TP. Oh, the swap finds the ES. He's going to go down. Vengeful Spirit with the stun finishes him off. Rubik actually force-staffing through some trees, was looking to make sure they got that kill as Slider and SF trying to just get the hell out of there. They need to be careful. SF ultimate. Oh, Lifestealer gets taken out. What a great play by the SF. SF in trouble though. Pops the BKB. Throws down some razors. Maybe, yep, TP's out. Plays it safe. Queen of Pain though. Takes out the Slider. Slider popping the Aegis. He's in trouble now. Velocy, or Deeruku I should say, gonna take out Slider not once but twice. The Aegis as well. Way YOLO is the call. And right now, leading the charge Deeruku, they want to go forward. They want to end this game soon. They haven't got much late game potential. CM, Vengeful Spirits, two support heroes that don't do all that well in the late game. Support heroes like the ES has a lot of disables, has a big damage ultimate. AA, the ultimate is very effective even in the late game. These support heroes are much stronger in the late game, and we will see Vengeful Spirit picked off at the mid lane. So, as far as the late game goes, Mineski have a huge advantage. Heroes like Queen of Pain don't really scale all that well into the late game. Rubik is not a late game hero. He's an early to mid game utility hero. Lifestealer is the only late game they have, but Lifestealer, a melee hero, he's got a Desolator up, but he hasn't got that much farm. Only 87 CS, not to mention Lifestealer is a melee hero. He can get kited around, he can get sprouted, and here we're going to see, look at this. This is what can happen to him. Prophet Ultimate, Necrobook. He's going to go down to a solo Prophet here, practically. Yes, there is. He goes down. Solo kill there. SF pops the BKB. Looking to go in. Actually going to decide against it. Just using that BKB to make sure he doesn't go down. He's going to hide in those trees. Going to do some right-click damage. Queen of Pain getting mana burn. Needs to blink out. Does so just before that cold feet snaps him down. And that would have been the end of him. As this blue Necrobook. You don't want to kill that Queen of Pain. That does a lot of damage. The mana burn goes down on the Rubik. As it looks like Mineski, they are finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. They have got an Ag Scepter on the Prophet, and they're saying, hey, we're getting really strong. Our carry heroes are finally getting some items up. SF has BKB and Lothars. Prophet with the Ag Scepter, Necrobook, and in comes an AA Ultimate. They want to go in. ES goes in way too far on his own. Actually going to get taken out, as we will see AA as well go down. Velocy managing to pull things together. Pick up 2 kills in a row, as it looks like Mineski forced to go on the back foot. We're going to see Prophet farming away at mid lane. Prophet, though, is getting a lot of farm. And we will see level 17, Ags, Necrobook, Midas. What is next? I think it's going to be a Manta style, guys. He wants that pushing power. He also wants the survivability. And I'll give him some nice damage. Maybe a Desolator. Manta style or Desolator is going to be my guess there. But right now, this Prophet has a lot of farm. Slaughter, not much farm to him. He's got only 63 CS, but the way they're using this Slaughter is just to be a sort of a tank. They're going to have him in the front lines using that Vanguard treads just to tank it up. And right now he is having a strong impact on this game despite not having any sort of farm. And Velocy, I think they're starting to realize they need to end the game soon. They haven't got the late game heroes to fight Slaughter, SF. Not to mention the Prophet. Prophet has gone for a Yasha. He's going to be going for either the Manta style or the Sanjin Yasha, and something tells me it's going to be that Manta style. Blink in. Lifestealer looking. He needs to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage. He doesn't have that armlet to mess around with. And AA Ultimate going to find him. Taking a lot of damage. Pops the Rage just to stop that AA tick damage just a bit. SF looking to go in. In comes the ES. 1 stun. 2. Queen of Pain goes down. Slaughter, blink in, stuns the Rubik. Rubik going to go down. Couple more right clicks, and they picked up 3, and they're looking to chase down more. Vengeful Spirit does not have a TP. He's in trouble. He's going to go down. There's no escape for him. And meanwhile, Prophet has TP'd bottom, doing some damage to the tier 3 tower. Vengeful Spirit will go down. Prophet, what are you doing? Queen of Pain is brought back. Prophet needs to maybe back up, but, I mean, should be okay here. It's only a CM and a Queen of Pain, and this tier 3 tower at bottom has been taken down to half HP, and we're going to maybe see Prophet back off on maybe. Actually going to say, what the hell? Prophet picks up a kill on the CM using the Necrobook. Completely missed that, guys. But the Necrobook of Prophet, maybe with a Prophet Ultimate. No, Ultimate's still on cooldown. So, Prophet is picking up a solo kill. Once again, Weolo. And Bimbo, despite being ganked a number of times, has got a huge amount of farm and is having a big impact on this game. And here we're going to see this tier 3 tower going down potentially, as meanwhile Prophet's at bottom. So it's a multi-pronged attack. They've got 4 at mid, 1 at bottom, and just the aggression is coming in from all sides. Mineski going to take out the tier 3 tower. In blinks Negs. They want the ES. ES goes down. Nice Queen of Pain ultimate. Slaughter on the receiving end of that, but they're going to turn around, try to take out Negs. Negs hiding in the Queen of Pain. Smart decision from him, and they're going to look maybe for this SF kill. SF gets swapped in. Negs comes out. SF will go down. He does manage to pick up the Vengeful Spirit, a 1-for-1 trade, but the SF kill definitely worth it. But meanwhile, Prophet has TP'd bottom. Manta style, Necrobook, Treants, the Rax. It's getting right-click down. It's going to go down. Bimbo takes out the tower, takes out the Rax. SF even buys back. Mineski are pushing forward. Queen of Pain picks up a kill. It's only on JJR. That's the Slaughter. Slaughter going down, but they pick up the Rax. A great trade for Mineski, as the friendly banter seems to continue, but right now Mineski are looking very solid. And we will see A ultimate goes flying in top. Just going to push out the wave a bit more. And we will see SF. Sanjin Yasha on him, so now Mineski are starting to get up the items. Sanjin Yasha on SF. ES, Blink Dagger, almost getting that 4-star. We see Prophet, Manta, Ags, Necrobook, Midas, Ancient Apparition, the support. He's had a hard time. Got to feel sorry for him. 10 deaths. Ghost Scepter on him, so he's got some survivability. He can survive. He can survive from that next initiation. And as someone is pointing out, there is a bit of a history of trash talking between Mineski and Velocy. Back in GEST, the Gigabyte Esports tournament in February, they played in the group stage, and they were tied top in their group with 2 wins and a draw, and they were playing in a group deciding match where Mineski won, and it was a very close long game, and there was a lot of friendly banter, but also trash talk. Oh, here we see they want the AA. He's going to pop the Ghost Scepter. It's not going to keep him alive for that much longer. But yeah, as said, there was some friendly trash talk in that game, and also some just trash talk in general. But it was quite interesting. That was back in GESC February. Not March, it was February, when Mineski won their group in the game deciding match. But here we're going to see Prophet takes out the range Rax. Is going to go down though. CM with a big ultimate. Picks up the kill. Needs to be careful though. Rubik taking a lot of damage there. Definitely don't want to kill that blue Necrobook. As both bottom Raxes go down. Prophet being so annoying. Prophet actually buying back. Picks up a kill with the buyback. CCR. Vengeful Spirit goes down. And Mineski are kind of controlling this game fairly well here. As they've got great pushing power. They're using that Prophet Aghanim Scepter, keeping all their lanes pushed, and Prophet Oblivion Staff as well. Going to be going for either a Refresher or a Sheep Stick here. Sorry, Refresher or a Silent Stick here. And oh my gosh. Right now, Slada, Blink Dagger looking for that BKB. Mineski have retaken control. There's just nothing that Velocy can do to deal with this constant pushes coming from Prophet, and here we're going to see SF taking a lot of damage. He's needs to be careful. Queen of Pain ultimate completely misses. SF just going to walk away. The dust comes from CM, but it's too late. SF has survived. Prophet is backdooring mid, and they are going to take down the Slada. But right now, Velocy are going to say, oh my gosh, our Rax, we need to stop this Prophet. Prophet, he's got bottom Rax. He's going for mid Rax. He's going to get the melee Rax. Prophet, though, in trouble. Will probably go down, but he's going to try to take this range Rax with him. And he's now surrounded. He gets stunned by Rubik. Rubik actually stealing the Slithering Crush. And Prophet will go down. The range Rax is kept alive. And Velocy, mid. Go. They need to push. They can't hold out too much longer. And at the moment, this is just a tough position for Deeruku to be in. They are down a Rax. They are up against the Prophet with a huge amount of items. Looking at this, we're going to see a Bloodstone soon on Rubik, but this late into the game, it's going to not really have much of an impact or help him all that much. Lifesteal, the main carry, only has a Desolator, Blink. Ogre Rax going to be going for either a Sanjin Yasha or a BKB. I don't think he's going to want a BKB at this point in the game. It's not going to help him all that much. He's better off going for damage and survivability in other forms. And here we are. They're going to launch on towards the mid lane. Time is running out. They know they need to go now. Prophet is dead. 30 seconds. It doesn't look like he has any sort of buyback. As far as gold go, he does not have enough, as well as it being on cooldown, I believe. And Mineski going to have to defend without the Prophet here. But right now, it looks like Velocy are taking too long to push. They're maybe going to find this SF. SF, he pops the Lothars, but it's not going to be enough. Crystal Maiden with a gem. Takes out SF. SF does have buyback, though. He's got 1,600 gold. Should be enough to buy back. And Sada going to blink in. Prophet is now back in 2 seconds. He just blinks in to throw down the stun and then basically stall Velocy from pushing. He stuns and then sprints the hell out of there. And there we're going to say, looking for the swap. Looking for the Hex. Where is the Hex? It must be the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain, yep. Hex and Lincoln's. Who are they going to go for? Either the SF when he buys back, or the Prophet, maybe even the Slada. But right now, SF is not even buying back. And here we're going to see, Prophet says, okay, thank you very much. I'm going to take this range Rax. And there we're going to go. SF buys back. TP into the middle. and he is looking to go in. There's a Hex used on SF just to slow him down. Yes, great initiation, and he is going to go down though, but manages to get off a few disables. Queen of Pain goes in. SF has popped the BKB, trying to get off a nice ultimate, not going to find one in his own base. And so far, Velocy picked up 1 kill, haven't lost any, but the problem is Prophet is raxing them. He's got mid racks, he's got bottom racks, he's going to get top racks, and there's nothing Deeruku can do. The Prophet, with his ninja sneaky tactics, I don't want to say backdoor, because when I say backdoor, it makes it sound like he's doing something illegal, and there's nothing illegal with what Prophet is doing. This is completely allowed. It's part of Dota strategy. You have to be able to deal with this Prophet teleportation. So it's now a 5 racks advantage for Mineski, as we do see Lifestealer buying back, but this game, I don't think there's much left that Deeruku can do. Down 5 racks, as they're pushed mid, they only got this tier 3 tower down to half HP. Roshan is now up, and this game looks like it will be possibly over fairly soon. There's just so little that can be done. Prophet there, TP's in, Mantis, Necrobook, racks will go down, GG is called. Deeruku is going to fall. They had a great early start. They were looking good early on. And Pugak. Apparently that is called Pugak in Tagalog, in Filipino gaming. So Mineski with the Pugak, as we will see Prophet going down. They're saying, screw you, Prophet. The Prophet by Bimbo winning the game for Mineski. It was all about the Prophet this game. Prophet winning the game for Mineski. Great play all around. I mean, the rest of the team had to keep them in it, keep them alive, but in the end, great game, great play coming out of Mineski. They held it together. They pulled back the comeback, and with that, they won that APDL, Asian Professional Dota League match. Anyways, guys, coming up next, we're going to have a quick commercial break. Following that, we're going to have the IGC replay from the India Gaming Carnival, which is between Orange and Myth Trust. Following that, we've got the Dota 2 Razor tournament, the semi-final between Orange and Space Monkeys. Space Monkeys, who are formerly known as Cybertime in Dota 1, who were quite famous in Malaysia about in 2007, 2008. So, stay tuned, guys. We're going to have more action coming your way. Coming up next will be the India Gaming Carnival's Grand Finals replay. I may be getting a guest onto the cast to talk a bit about the India Gaming Carnival, someone who was actually there despite all the mayhem. But anyways, guys, we'll be right back. Going to take a quick commercial break, guys, so stay tuned.